everybody. Welcome to our Mental Health Awareness Week. My name is Alicia McPeak, and we're just here sharing our struggles and our stories with you in hopes that we can help you find hope and maybe find some answers that address these complex but all too common issues. Today, we're going to talk about depression, and I'm going to share my story. According to the World Health Organization, 41% of people in the world are depressed. 14% struggle with anxiety, 11% drug use disorders, 10% alcohol use disorders, and twice as many women develop depression than men. Now, if you're here live on Zoom or Facebook, I would love to have some hearts and some love down below, so I know that you're here. Just say hi. And if you're here on my YouTube channel, please go and subscribe and hit that notification button so that you can make sure to join us on all these conversations here in the future. My story. My background is as a holistic nutrition and wellness coach. That doesn't make you exempt. I was overwhelmed, stressed out, unhappy, and I felt like I just couldn't take it anymore. Like a regular addict, I picked a fight with my family so that I could leave the house and go get my fix. I drove up to where I always went to get it. I put on my sunglasses and I walked up and I was looking side to side to make sure nobody that I knew was watching or could see me. I walked in there and there it was. Big 4-inch square brownie, and not just any brownie, guys. This was the perfectly perfect chocolate kind. The big chocolate chunks made especially appealing by those giant icing flowers or balloons that they piped on top. I'd grab my spork, grab one for now and one or two for later. I'd shuffle up to the cashier, still looking side to side with my glasses on, I went to self-checkout, never going to the cashier because I might know them. This is really bad when you have a gym in the area and you're a holistic nutrition and wellness coach. Sneak out to my car, get in the safety of my car with the dark windows rolled up, scoop back, pull out my spork, take that bite. And it was just like the most amazing, luscious, sweet explosion of joy went off in my mouth. It sounds kind of funny, I know, but sugar was just one of the ways that I dealt with depression. It was just one. I also struggled with anxiety and ADD, but I didn't realize that till many years later. But I'm not talking about being a little blue, people. We've all been a little blue, right? I'm talking about the deep, dark, hopeless variety of depression, the in the closet crying depression. The things will never get better. I can't handle this. I'm just a miserable, unhappy person, overwhelm, fear, that kind of depression. And sugar, carbs, and alcohol were my dirty little secret. Now, I believe living with depression isn't the way God designed us to be. He designed us to be happy, filled with joy, and looking forward to every day into our future. Now, over the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you 3 top things that I've done to help improve my health. I've done many things, and don't misunderstand me. I'm going to be talking about nutrition here. And if the fire is on, you need to put it out. So I'm not saying not to use medication as a tool. I absolutely believe that you should if necessary. But what I'm going to share with you is how I improved my gut health, how I learned to nurture myself, and how I flooded my body with massive amounts of nutrients from plant foods, and why all of this is important. So number 1, improved gut health. Why is gut health important? Well, there's so many complex reasons, but the biggest one I'll start with is inflammation. When we're eating the wrong kinds of food, we're creating inflammation starting in our gut. We also put everything on high alert. This creates an autoimmune response, and it's responsible for so many things, including metabolic disorders. But in this case, it's really about that gut-brain axis. It's the microbes in your gut speaking to your brain and vice versa. Your gut is your second brain. Your microbiome is where the signaling comes from. And that gut-brain axis is essential. 90% of your serotonin is created in your gut. 50% of your dopamine is created in your gut. This is where the gut microbes regulate that happy hormones, all those happy hormones that we need to be truly happy. Not to mention digestion, breaking down our food, packaging it properly so we can absorb it properly. So I'm going to start with the top 3 inflammatory foods. Start by giving these up to decrease inflammation: gluten, dairy, and sugar. Now hang with me, guys. I know this may look a little complicated, but I got solutions here, so hold on. Number 2, I'm sticking this one in the middle. It's about nurturing yourself, because oftentimes we're living in a state of chronic stress, which is also affecting our gut microbiota, but it's also creating all kinds of other issues, including inflammation. So we have to really take the time in this fast-paced world to really learn to nurture ourselves. Sleep, the right kind of sleep. I have plenty of videos on that, so you can look at it. Regular exercise that makes you feel good and happy. Programming fun into your life. And to me, this means like, what did you used to do for fun? Make sure you're doing fun things on a regular basis, and they need to give you back more time and productivity and happiness than they take from you. Having great relationships that nurture you and that build you and fulfill you. Sunshine and fresh air, spirituality, meditation, and prayer. These are all pillars for nurturing self. And there's many other aspects that you can take, take time every week to take a bath. You can read a good book. There's just so many things. But programming in regular times to nurture yourself is essential for this process. And again, this is only one little thing, okay? Now we're going to kind of circle back to that gut thing again for number 3. And it's feeding that microbiome, okay? Now we want to starve out the bad microbes that are taking advantage by removing some of the foods that cause the issues. And now we're going to flood that body with the foods that are nurturing for that microbiota. We need to have massive amounts of nutrients from plant foods, 10 servings a day. Okay. So this is how I did it. I would drink 2 quarts of veggie juice a day, 32 ounces of green smoothie, and a half a pound of salad. Eating as many raw, ripe, organic fruits, vegetables, and berries as I possibly could get into my body. And prebiotic foods, which these are prebiotic foods. This is the same thing I would teach my clients to do. And as you can see, it was really difficult. So here's option number 2. Option number 2 is eat as many fruits and veggies, raw, ripe, organic, as you possibly can. And then take some fruit and veggie powders. And I didn't know that answer at first. I didn't find that answer until 7 years later. But I'm glad that I did. I have one that I really like. You can use any that you want, but I just want to tell you what I want you to look for. I want you to look for a product that has great, true, third-party validated science behind it, and plenty of it. Third, whatever product you choose, it needs to have an outside certification. So you know for sure that what they say is in that product is really in there. And thirdly, it needs to be 100% plant foods. Like that's what it needs to be. You need to nourish this body and feed this microbiome with plant foods. Okay, so I know that's a lot. I realize that. I've worked with clients for years. I worked with myself for years. I did this every single day for years, and I do to degrees now, but I use the powders more because it's just easier. But I'm going to give you guys a cheat sheet, okay? If you reach out to me or comment with a heart below, I'm going to give you my 4 R's for healing. This is a great cheat sheet. It has actions in 4 areas, which are repair, remove, replenish, replace. And you can start with 1 in each area, and then you can build out from there, okay? This is impactful, and it's going to make a difference. You can't make massive changes that are going to create lasting change for your whole life in a couple of seconds, okay? Or in one fell swoop. You have to break it down and do it over time. This is the biggest thing I've learned for myself and for others. You have to create changes that are lasting. So one day while I was on vacation in Las Vegas, I was leaning up against a wall, and I was just watching everybody and just everything that was happening. And I was thinking, gosh, what is this thing I'm feeling? I don't know what this is. And I went, oh, wow, I'm happy. After years of feeling hopeless, those dark feelings were gone. I was finally happy, just the way God designed us to be. So that's my story, the very short version of it. I hope it helps you. I hope you reach out for the 4 R's. Thank you guys so much for being here today. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'll be back here on the feeds to answer anything you have. Now, up next, we're going to do a replay of Taylor DeSelle's conversation with me from the past on her postpartum depression. She's a beautiful young woman. She just had another baby, and I hear she's doing fine. So you'll have to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe and hit the notification bell to watch that, because it's going to be on replay. So go right now and subscribe. And most importantly, please comment, like, and share these conversations and these videos with people who you think it might help. Thank you guys so much, and have an amazing day.